Hi everyone, hope you're all well. This is the Serissa that I featured in one of the other videos. I actually root pruned it based on some of the advice that I was given. Normally I wouldn't, and I kind of regret doing it as well now. I wish I'd have just left it until spring, which is what they normally sort of suggest you do, is to wait till spring and then do things like root pruning and repotting. But I was told that because it's an indoor plant that it probably wouldn't matter, but obviously it does matter. It's looking kind of rather ill now. As you can see, the foliage is looking rather limp. It's been watered. I left it how long? I probably left it about 12 to 24 hours after the root pruning to water it, because I didn't want any problems with rot, with open wounds and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure how long it's been since the root pruning, but as you can see, there's a lot of leaves falling off. A lot of the foliage is drooping off as well now, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so lesson learnt. Next time, just wait till spring, and yeah, don't be in such a rush. I mean, because this, let me just get a chopstick here. So this was the branch that I wanted to prune it back to. This branch here, I wanted to prune this off, either cut it off or air layer it off. But I kind of decided just to cut it off in the end. I think air layering, again, I'd have to wait till spring to do that. And I thought, well, on the grand scheme of things, I've got so many Serissa cuttings, you know, it's like, yeah, it would have been nice to have that as a tree as well. But the main thing I'm kind of more worried about now is the health of the tree. So this is going to be kind of like a double-edged sword now. I think I've either got to leave it and hope that it recovers, or reduce the amount of foliage on the tree, which will then hopefully balance out the root system after it's pruning. Because I think that's the problem. That's why a lot of leaves are starting to die off, is because there's not enough roots to supply it anymore. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to bite the bullet, and I'm going to cut what I need to cut back, and see what happens. If it dies, it dies. I think, you know, it's going to die anyway. It's looking pretty bad, so I think I'd rather say, well, do you know what, let's reduce more of the foliage off it, so there's like less demand on the root system. I mean, but then again, it could cause more stress, so it's like a double-edged sword, really. But anyway, I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to get my tools. And I've got my tools soaking in some Zoflora, just to get all the gunk from the previous plants off. I don't really need this one, but so yeah, there's going to be a lot of big chops on this one. It's going to be, for me, it's going to be a bit stressful, because I do love these trees, but I can't just sit here and do nothing and let it die. I've got to try and save it somehow, even if it means just taking cuttings off it. I mean, it might pull through, you know, but at the moment, I don't like my chances. Like I said, it's not the first one, it's not even the second one. I've also got another tree upstairs which is also struggling, and yeah, it's really disheartening, you know, but what can you do? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one back, this one right here. Let's see if I can pull this a bit closer towards me. So yeah, this was the branch I wanted to cut it back to. There's another one sort of on the other side there, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to cut it back. I'm not sure how far these die back either, so I'll leave a little bit of die back on it. And actually I'm going to do it so that it dies back to the second one here, like so. And I'm going to completely cut this one off here. And I'm tempted to even cut this one right back as well, to be honest. I'm going to cut that little nubbin off there as well, because I don't need that, and it doesn't really serve a purpose. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I think I'm just gonna get rid of this middle one here as well. So we'll have just like 1 into 2 rather than sort of a 3 thing going on there. Not sure if I like this middle one, to be honest. I don't really like them like that. I think I suppose I could just cut that one off there completely. Decisions. And the one thing I don't like about this branch is it just hasn't got any movement to it. It's just, you know, it's got a bit of movement, but it's got no taper to it, which is why I wanted to get rid of it in the first place. I appreciate that it's not about how it looks, but the main problem with this tree was that all the foliage was kind of on that branch there, and that's what I needed to try and fix. I needed to try and eliminate and create more balance on the top of the tree. So that's going to be the main objective now. See, I could actually just cut this one off completely, looking at it, and have it so that we have this one here. Tricky. I can't decide what to do. Trying to rotate it at different angles to see. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for it. Initially I was going to cut this one off, but I think I'm actually going to just cut this one off. Here goes. There we go. Oh dear. So that's that. Like I said, if it dies, it dies. I'll know next time not to just to treat all indoor plants as you would any other, and like bonsais as any other, and don't repot them. Don't do any pruning on the roots until spring. I mean, I've had this on a heat mat for a while. The drip tray has got water in it as well, which helps the humidity of the tree. That's why a lot of these go brown at the ends, because either there's a problem or it's humidity based. So there's just, yeah, they're just burning on the ends. I think that will do anyway for now, and I'm going to leave that and see how it recovers. So I'm still not happy about this branch, but I'm going to see what happens here, and then I can always prune this off later and see what happens. I don't know, like I say, I'm not going to make any more decisions, But I had to do something really. That branch there looks like it's already dead, so I might as well just chop that one off. So yeah, so when I first had it, there was, I think, a branch somewhere now. Yeah, this one that I just cut off, a little stub here. I don't know whether I cut that off or whether it was already cut off. I think I may have cut it off because of the direction, and that then produced these two shoots, which is kind of what I want. I want it to kind of like bud back quite low down, so technically I should try and cut this one down above this kind of node section here and hope that it does, but I think that'll do for now. I don't want to get too carried away. So we'll see anyway, we'll see. I'll keep you updated on what happens to it. Such a shame, but never mind.